Let's go for it!
Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy Dave here, the host of the Dark Stuff channel. Thanks a lot for tuning in today. It's been a little quiet here since the end of last year, but hoping to make up for that here pretty soon. This is going to be a packed video. I got lots of new stuff and some stuff I found in my parents' basement, which is always a treat for those who love digging in Dave's old archives. So let me start off by saying thank you to Will over at the Vinyl Potato for sending me some VCLT. Just totally unexpected, didn't even know it was coming, just showed up in the mail today. First off, he sent me this Bangles 7-inch for Hero Takes a Fall, which is awesome. It's a promo 7-inch, so it's the same song on both sides. I didn't have it. Will had mentioned it in one of his videos, and I made a comment. I was like, oh, that's cool, that's my favorite Bangles track, and just he went and got another one and found it for me back from 1984, so that's awesome. Thank you so much, Will. And also in that package or some stickers. This is Criminal Records. I guess that's the record store down in Atlanta where he lives. And here's another one. This has to do with the Coat Hangers, which is a great band from Atlanta who also apparently plays at that record store sometimes. So he sent me those two things. And then lastly is a 7-inch from the band Gringo Star, which I've talked about here on the Dark Stuff for years. And they're down in Will's part of the country, down in Atlanta. And he got this signed for me by 3 of the guys. I don't know how, it's in pen, so I don't know if it's going to show up on camera there, but he got the record autograph for me. So thank you so much, dude. I'm going to surprise you with the package at some point in the future. I don't know when, I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll happen. You know, I'm good for it. Okay, so let's go into some stuff that I picked up recently, and this first record has a little bit of a story attached to it, and it's not really, has nothing to do with the band or the artist really, just has to do with a shitty experience I had at a record store, a place I've been shopping. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Slow down, Dave. Okay, here it is. This is the new EP from Chavez. It's called Cockfighters. Okay, it's on Matador Records. It's the band's first new material since 1998, so that's almost 19 years since they've had a release. They were never a huge band to begin with. They were sort of an obscure band on Matador in the mid-90s. They had 2 albums. They were both excellent, but they didn't really, sell that well. They put out an anthology which literally had every song they'd ever done, all their singles, all the 2 albums, and some unreleased tracks, and they put that out, and now they have this record. Okay, now the band does have a cult following, and there are some cool things about it. One of the guys in this band, Matt Sweeney, later on after Chavez, was in the band Zwan with Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, the band he tried to form after the Pumpkins, and then he went back to Smashing Pumpkins' name. Anyways, the EP is great, by the way. Excellent. It's only 3 songs, but it sounds exactly like where they were before. It's totally awesome. But here's the story. So I go into Drastic Plastic, which is a record store that's been in the Omaha area since the probably mid-'80s. I've been shopping there since I was a teenager while I lived in Omaha. So, and I usually on record store day, I prefer to go there first because the lines are less and they usually get releases that are more focused on what I like. So I want putting this preamble in here to say that I've liked this store in the past. I go in there to pick up the Chavez record. I went there first. And I'm looking around and I don't see it. I go on the new release wall. I go over to their section, flipping through, nothing. I see the band's old albums, okay, both on vinyl, which have been reissued in the last couple of years. I see them in there. So I go up to the counter, and the guy who I've probably seen working there before, an older guy, has been there for a long time, and he asked what I'm looking for, and I told him, and he goes, yeah, we're not bringing that in. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not bringing it in? It's a new release on Matador Records. You have the band's old stuff right there. Like, what? You're not even bringing one? He's like, no, we listened to it. It's not good. We decided not to bring it in. It's bad. And I'm just like, what?
You dick!
You're a fucking record store. I'm like, so you like everything in the store, every single release here. And he nods and goes, yeah. I turn to my right and I see Hootie and the Blowfish, their debut album, whatever the fuck that piece of crap is called, on vinyl, 2 copies sitting up on the wall. And I'm pointing at it. I'm like, you like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
And I just stormed out in disgust. I was so pissed. I was like, are you fucking with me or something? I mean, what? You didn't order it because you didn't think it was good? I mean, that's not the standard. I don't know. I was so confused. I'm like, is he being serious or was he messing with me? Like, was he being a dick to me for some reason? So I walked down the street to another record store called Homer's, and I'm friendly with the 2 managers there and with some of the employees. I'm talking to them. I relayed the story, and I was like, so what was... And they all, he was messing with me. He was being a dick to me on purpose, whether or not it had anything to do with this Chavez record. So the guys at Homer's were like, yeah, I'll order it for you, no problem. I got it right here. And they called me, and I went to the store and picked it up, and now I have it. But I don't understand what the fuck that guy's problem was, what his problem with me was, and why that incident even had to happen. But I'm kind of turned off from ever going to Drastic Plastic again, to be honest. I mean, fuck those guys. Anyways, so the Chavez record is very, very good, by the way. Some other stuff I picked up recently. This was from Half Price Books. I got this Cheetahs EP called Sands. Came out in 2012 on Wichita. I've already got these songs on their EP collection that they put out, but didn't have the original vinyl. If you like this band and are really interested, I will... No, I won't. I was going to offer to give you the download code, but I already lost it, so sorry about that. Never mind. I picked up Janet Jackson 12-inch for Nasty. I don't know. It was $2. I was like, I've never owned a Janet Jackson song. This would be the one.
No, my first name ain't Baby. It's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
I picked up this Heart Private Audition. This is an album of theirs from 1982. Not one of their better albums, but again, it was worth $3. Got a lot of ring wear. It's pretty beat up, but record plays fine. It's decent. Next, I want to just show a couple of CD new releases that I've got. Most of these I got through the radio show. I do play them on my show. Again, it's Sundays, 2 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can stream the show by going to www.897theriver.com. It does not archive. They don't podcast it. So that's the only time you can listen to it. I got the new Sleater Kinney live album, Live in Paris. Thinking about picking this up on vinyl if I find out that the packaging is kind of cool, but the inside of the CD is just totally white. So I'm thinking that's probably the way the vinyl is too. But anyways, it's all one show from Paris in 2015. It's great. If you like Sleater Kinney, of course, you probably already have it, but it is a real live album. It's not one of these ones where they went in and they fixed everything and made it sound just like the studio records. This is a new one from Mark Eitzel. Been listening to him since the 80s, since his band American Music Club, really early 90s, I guess. American Music Club. He records for Merge Records. This is probably his 10th solo album. It's really great. It's mellow. It sounds kind of it's depressing. I mean, for the most part, he's kind of slit your wrist, kind of old sad bastard music.
He don't give a damn who's cursed or blessed. Anyway, I give him all my cash. I'm like some tragic hero.
But this guy just has a beautiful voice. He's an amazing lyricist. He's such a good storyteller. In the course of a 3.5-minute song, you can get completely lost in these worlds that he creates. So I think he's excellent. If you're if you're depressed and on the verge of killing yourself, maybe skip this one till you're feeling a little bit better or something. I don't know. But hey, Mr. Ferryman, the new Mark Eitzel. Good stuff. Love it. This is a new one from Tobin Sprout. He is the former member of Guided by Voices. The record's called, it's got some crazy ass title. Oh, The Universe in Me. Not a crazy ass title. Okay. He's not in Guided by Voices anymore, and I don't know what exactly the deal is. The record's on Burger Records. It sounds just like his stuff from the 90s, from the classic Guided by Voices stuff. It's still lo-fi. It still sounds like him. And the classic GBV, Tobin would always have one or two songs, and then the rest of it would be pretty much Bob Pollard. Now you get a whole album of him. I have two of his other solo albums. I think he's got like 7 or 8, maybe at this point. You know, I always like just him in limited doses. That's kind of how I feel about this record. It's good. If you think differently about Tobin Sprout and you're really into his previous soloist albums, I think you'll be happy with this. It's just like, for me, like I said, I liked him with like 2 songs per record. The last CD I'm going to show you is this one from Sally Ford. It's called Soul Sick. It's on Vanguard Records. Sally Ford is from Portland, but I think she's originally from like Nashville or something, but she's been in Portland for the past 10 years or so. She has this sort of southern kind of rootsy vibe mixed in with a little bit of a punk attitude and some indie sensibility. She's got a good sense of humor, funny, and again, it sounds real southern, and I was convinced they were from like Tennessee or something, but no, from Portland. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to show you, and I'm debating how much to show, but I was digging around in my parents' house. You know, they don't live in town in the winter. They go someplace warm. So I was rooting around in their basement one day, and I found this box of stuff that I had never seen before, because I had not noticed it in my previous rummagings through the basement. And what I found was this, first of all, this cup that I picked up when I saw The Who back in 1989, okay? And inside the cup was this big stack of ticket stubs from the 80s, from when I was a kid, all of these shows that I used to see. Half of these I'd forgotten, like here, this one. This is the Smithereens, and I got it autographed by Pat D'Annunzio, which I didn't even remember happening. This was June 29th, 1990. Smithereens, so it's autographed. That's interesting. Let's see here. Here's REO Speedwagon, February 1983. Jane's Addiction, May 20th, 1991. See, this is what you miss. Like, I wish they still made tickets like this, but everything is digital and whatever. Here's Styx, October 1983. Oh God, I saw Bryan Adams. Yeah, Bryan Adams, 1980, July 26th, 1985. See here, Van Halen. Oh, this is Van Hagar, 1988. Hey, I do remember going to that show though. And then here's my Van Halen 1984. That's from June 23rd, 1984. That's with the original Van Halen. Here's Metallica, 1989, June 14th, 1989. Poison. What is this? 1988. Poison. I got David Lee Roth here. This is from September 3rd, 1986. So Eat 'Em and Smile. Here's Rush, 1990. Bon Jovi. Genesis, February 3rd, 1984. That was the Mama Tour. Oh, this was a great show. Faith No More and Circus of Power, 1990 at the Ranch Bowl. There's the Cult. The Who, as previously mentioned, show there. This is Fishbone from way back. Guns N' Roses, Alpine Valley. When is the date on this? Jesus. I think this is May 24th, 1991. Guns N' Roses. That was the beginning of Use Your Illusion. Paul McCartney, 1990. Trip Shakespeare, 1991. I don't even remember going to that. Here's The Replacements in 1991. Rolling Stones, Oakland Stadium. I'm still going to tell my story about seeing the Stones in Oakland. Again, remind me again about that. Aerosmith, 1990. This is Motley Crue. at Rosenblatt Stadium. I want to say this is probably 1989. The date got torn off the ticket on that one. Sam Kinison, comedian. L.A. Guns with the London Choir Boys, 1990. David Lee Roth, 1988. Let's see here. This is the original Lollapalooza Festival, 1991 at Sandstone Amphitheater in Kansas. Another one at Sandstone Amphitheater. This is Kiss on Hot in the Shade in June of 1990. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, June 1985. I kept referring to Mike Campbell as I called him by the wrong name like 5 times right to his face. No wonder he was like a dick and stormed off. He wasn't really being a dick. I was the dick. I was calling him the wrong name. Anyways, okay. Billy Squier, this was in 1984. Rat again. I saw Rat like seriously like 10 fucking times when I was a kid. This one is February 1987. Rat. This one, I don't know. The name is torn off. I don't know why I even kept it. Def Leppard, 1983. Farm Aid 3. I went to that. I actually fell asleep at that concert. It was so boring. It was in Lincoln at the football stadium where the Huskers play. I went there because like Neil Young was playing, but it was like almost all country, and like I fell asleep. 38 Special. Actually, I remember that one because Bon Jovi opened up and most of the crowd was there to see him. John Cougar Mellencamp, February 1987. Here's Rat again, 1985. Aerosmith, December 1987. Rush, 1988. Here's Def Leppard, 1988. I remember this was LA Guns open for them on that one. And then last, here's my Rick Springfield ticket, 1983. So I feel better. I thought I saw Rick Springfield at age 15. That means I saw him at age 12. It's not quite as stupid. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you. See you later. Bye-bye.